So you're not only the SAC Freshman of the Year, but you were also the Player of the Year. You hit over a 400 last year. I think it's safe to say you had a pretty good season last year. How'd you manage to pull this off as a freshman?
Really just hard work. I've always put in the work on the off season, even in high school. And my dad always taught me if I wanted something to work for it. So just hitting behind the scenes, listening to my coach, and getting support from my teammates really helped me strive to be better. And I think that's what helped me win those awards.
Yeah, do you have any most memorable plays or cheers or memories of the season last year?
I would definitely say when we played Newberry, we were playing at Wingate, and there was bases loaded, and I got down 0-2 because I was swinging really, really hard. And so I told Coach Graves to call a timeout because I was feeling really nervous. Like as a freshman in that moment, it's very nerve-wracking. So I was like, Coach Graves, call a timeout. And he called it. We talked for like 30 seconds. He's like, calm down. He's like, I'll forgive you for your base running mistake earlier in the game if you hit one over. And then I hit an opposite field grand slam. And for me, an opposite field grand slam is like the best of the best. And I was ecstatic to like slam the bat down. My teammates went wild. And it's just one of the best moments in softball I think I could remember.
That's awesome. So obviously coming into the season last year, you were a freshman. There wasn't that much pressure. Now you got some expectations to uphold. What's your game plan to have just as good a season as you did last year or even better?
My game plan is definitely a lot of mental, like, health things. I really focus on mindful breathing. When I'm practicing, I know why I'm practicing. I have like you said, a game plan for what I'm doing that specific day. I put my beats on. I listen to music. I just tune in. I lock into what I'm doing, and I get better every time that I work. I also would like to say that part of my game plan includes not only just like practicing softball, like yes, I hit, yes, I field, yes, I go to the field and I hit by myself with my friends, but also just rewatching film, just watching softball in general will make you better, just knowing the game. There is a lot of expectation, and I talked to my dad, I talked to my coaches, I even talked to my professors about it because I'm a psychology major, and I just like to get input. I don't know the answers all the time, so I just like to hear from other people. And I listen to what they say, I take into account, and then I put my little twist on it. So I've been doing a lot of like affirmations, stuff like that, telling myself that no matter if I don't do that good, I'm still going to give it my all, and my team's going to have my back no matter what.
Awesome. So I see you're a catcher. This is always something I wonder about catchers, but how did you end up playing this position?
So I actually, that's a funny question because catchers are always like, oh, I just picked it up one day. Well, I was a pitcher, but I do not have the face for a pitcher. So when something doesn't go my way, you're going to be able to tell on my face. So on the mound and being the center of attention is a bad, bad place for me. So I put a mask on. So when something doesn't go my way, you can't tell. And I was always like, I mean, I'm 5'9", I'm a tall girl, and I have a loud voice, always been loud. So my dad stuck me back there one day, and he was like, you've got the arm for it. And I just kind of stuck from there.
Yeah, it sounds like it's going pretty well for you. And this is something I also wonder about the catchers. Do you enjoy having like fastballs fly at you and catching them? Like that's something you enjoy?
Not necessarily when it's a foul ball because usually it hits me and it hurts. But when the pitchers are pitching and they're in a groove and I can just like catch it and frame it and call the strikes and like get the outs and then you get to hit, that's what I think about. I'm like, oh, she got her out. That's another chance for our team to hit. So when we get in a groove and we're in like that like flow state, oh, it's very satisfying.
Okay. You mentioned you don't love the foul balls. Have you ever had like any huge bruises from the ball hitting you? Like is that common?
So before COVID, my sophomore year of high school, a girl was pitching on my high school team, one of my best friends actually, and the girl that was batting hit it, and it hit me in the thigh. And I didn't realize it was freezing cold outside because in high school ball you play like in February, and this is in Nashville. And it hit me in the thigh. I didn't notice till I got home, went to like untake my pants and like get the dirt out before I went inside. And I like under my sliding shorts, you see like this big, massive like black spot. And I was like, oh my gosh, it was very scary. I was like, that's terrifying.
And I'm sure the next day you got back in your pads and you were still catching.
Yeah, I did. And like went to a private school. I had to wear like a skirt, and you could see it. It was really unfortunate.
Yeah. And I have one last question for you. Who is your sports idol and why?
It's actually my mom. So my mom played college basketball at Union after transferring from a JUCO. I don't even know when it was, but that's why I wear number 40. I like literally have a tattoo of number 40 on me, because my mom just taught me to be strong and be the player that I wanted to be. And she always like gave me the opportunities and the equipment to succeed, but she was always telling me, her and my dad both told me like if I wanted to get there, I would have to do it ultimately. And honestly, my mom, just her grit and her dedication, like she didn't really get what the grades that she wanted or whatever, so she went to a JUCO, never stopped, never gave up, made it to a college and succeeded there. I think they ended up winning the national championship in basketball. So I wear her number just as like a tribute to her. And also, you know, like my dad didn't really play sports growing up, but he also helped me succeed in softball, and I owe a lot of my credit to him.
Cool. All right. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me.